to episode 45.
Brought to you
Wasn't
by
as good as
Moda,
last week.
now on Hulu.
I would agree, it was not as good as last week.
You should try it again.
Take two.
I won't do that. I'll just try better next time. But speaking of last time, you guys are back at home safely, right? Where everything started. It all began in Harveston.
That's right.
Well, I believe what I discovered is I had a long lost twin, and then Whitney discovered that she thought she had cancer but recovered, and then
I was your long lost twin.
then
It was
she
great.
was my lost one. Good. Then somebody was inexplicably possessed by a demon, but was able to be removed via love, because that's how that works. It was weird. It was like, as the world turns, there was a guiding light.
What actually happened last week? Because that is definitely not what happened.
No. So last week we had returned to the place where it all started, Harveston. Hadhub and Candor invite us in. Hadhub is like kind of sad / confused because there were things that apparently he couldn't say to us anymore. But he fed us. We tell Candor that we feel weakened, and he tells us that there's an item beneath this sign that can help us, but we'll have to clear out a giant ant infestation. He also was like some kind of like projection or something that was like fading faster than he anticipated. He was able to explain things to Kent, who calls himself Gort now, in a way that he can understand. We went and cleared out the ants, and we were able to recover from our weakened state. And where we left off is we had returned to the farm and were resting. Mm-hmm. And Brianna had something she wanted to do before she went to sleep that night.
All right. Well, what does Brianna want to do?
So Brianna would like to, before she goes to bed, use that ability that she learned.
Yeah, there is some sad news here. You attempt to send that dream, and who are you trying to send it to?
To Teron Tarpinian in Sierra Savannah.
Oh yeah, this will not resolve.
Do I have any idea? Like,
there's a so you like set yourself up to like perform the dream. You get the area ready, you relax. It has like a 1-minute casting time, so there's a lot of setup to getting yourself prepared for this. A lot of like bringing yourself to a point that is as close to sleep as possible as you try to bring this spell upon yourself. And as you do, there is sort of a cloudy, shadowy vision that you have that fills your eyes, and the sound kind of blanks. And then you came to deliver, but instead you receive. This one belongs to me now, and you can no longer remember. Goodbye, Brianna. Say goodbye to Tehran. We don't know him anymore. And I'm going to need a will save from Brianna.
all right. Wow.
Okay.
I put the headphones on for that. I can actually hear it.
You like feel bits of the memories you had with Tehran starting to like leave your thoughts as you're like kind of focusing on him. You have like these visions of him, and you can feel bits of them start to get fuzzy, but not entirely fuzzy, just more fuzzy, making it kind of hard to remember like the things that made Tehran special. You still remember him, but not all the same. and gradually you'll kind of like wake up, and you'll find that you've actually fallen asleep, and you are awake, laying on the floor.
Wow. Well, that's terrifying. I guess I will, at that point, try to make it to bed and just...
Oh no, it is
like it.
morning.
Oh, it's morning.
It is
Okay.
morning.
I just slept on the floor. Well,
You
I
just
heard
slept
your
on the
back.
floor. So you know that it was whatever was interfering with this, whatever hit you, was trying to fully wipe the memory of him from your head. But your brain refuses to accept that. Tehran is such a like pivotal part in the early part of your life, or the early part of your adventuring, that like it will remain and it will stick. Or at least your brain is not yet ready to get rid of it. But you've lost some pretty substantial memories, or like sort of the vision of these memories. You get like a kind of general brain fog feeling when you try to reflect on them.
Do I remember going and doing things with Tehran, or do I just sort of remember that he was a person I knew?
You remember going and doing things with him, just the details of what you did were blurry. You can remember like you remember he's got a sense of humor, but when you try to remember like what his sense of humor is, it's kind of like grayed out. You get the impression that even if you were to succeed multiple times with this happening, each time would progressively degenerate a little more of your memory away.
Okay. Well, all right. I guess I will kind of wander downstairs and see if anyone else is up.
Yeah. You can head downstairs, and actually for the first time you are one of the... I guess Brianna probably sleeps later than some of the people, but you are legitimately the last person to get up in the morning. Everybody else is downstairs. Hadhup has breakfast waiting and is rather surprised at how late you're coming down. Good morning,
guys. Hi, Hadhup.
I got lots of eggs this time.
Ooh, eggs are good.
Yeah, but they're not regular eggs, so...
What kind of eggs are they?
Remember that plant I've been fighting?
Yeah?
It lays an egg-like thing, and it cooks kind of like eggs. It's not exactly eggs. It doesn't make pancakes well.
Do we feel well rested?
You do feel well rested.
Excellent.
But overall, it's been very good. They taste a lot. They taste enough like eggs.
Is this like an eggplant?
No, that's a whole different thing. Those are purple.
Oh, okay.
I know the difference between egg and eggplant. It's a plant egg. See, different, but the same.
A good joke killed by literalness.
Yes, that's what Hadhup does.
Cord is staring at the food, trying to decide which one is safe for him to eat.
Yeah, it all is like sort of blended colors. Like there's a bit of like hash brown looking things. There's some like scrambled egg looking things. It's all color toned mostly like you would expect. But also kind of not. Like it's a very odd sort of dirty yellow color. The hash browns have this kind of like orangish color to them.
He doesn't use the spoons or whatever things. He just reaches with his hand, grabs whatever it is, takes a sniff, and just crams it in his mouth.
Yeah.
If he likes something, he just reaches out and just starts grabbing more.
It is still very good, albeit a little bit different in flavor. The egg has this kind of like sweet taste to it that is not normal to an egg. The hash browns aren't dry. They're crisp. Kind of like that texture of biting into like a bell pepper. as you bite in, but there's no dryness to it. Still that moistness within each bite. But it has like a very like potatoey grain taste to it still.
This'll do.
Wow, that's the meanest thing anybody said about my food.
Yeah, this is delicious.
I don't know what this is, but this'll do.
Wow, what a rough crowd. I'm gonna go work on some stuff.
Got any red drink?
You're great, Head Hut. We love you.
Red drink? Like you want a drink that's red?
Yeah, Dave's red drink.
Who's Dave?
Delicious.
Dave's not here, is he?
I don't think so, but Dave.
I'll make you some red drink.
After a
Much
little bit,
obliged.
he will come back to you with something that is like sort of a deep, dark, and kind of dirtyish red, and set it down.
He just slams it back without thinking.
All
He's
right.
Like, no,
It is beet juice.
this is not red drink.
It's red, it's a drink. Lots of people like it.
You say so, citizen. I will take your word for it, because I'm assuming Headhup is still wearing white.
Yes. Yes, he is.
That's so good.
He will go back to the kitchen and continue his work on things. Is there anything this morning that the party would like to discuss over breakfast?
Hey, Erasmus, you happen to have Arcane Mark in your spell book?
I do not.
Ooh.
Can you get it?
It's a spell book.
Oh, it's where we find recipes for red drink.
It's it's like a interface for technology, specific technology that only certain people can use.
Huh.
I was hoping to get it off of you and get a scroll of it somehow. Maybe Kendra will be able to give it at some point.
Do you think maybe that was one that that he ate? Oh wait, I don't remember him eating.
I don't know if he ever had it. So just, someone
Yeah,
I was
no, I've
chatting
never
with
had
suggested he
Arcane
would.
Mark. It was
So-
not listed on my tasty scrolls, and I only ate duplicates. Because we had so many duplicates that I was able to sup on those.
Yummy
Uh,
duplicates.
But,
just
I mean,
thought would
Arcane
check.
Mark is on the Wizard Sorcerer list, so I can learn it. I just don't have it.
Now you just gotta get a scroll of it somewhere. Somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, this morning, Candor is not here yet.
I was never here. This is not surprising.
And Hadhup hasn't said anything about it.
Yeah, he's probably used to his instability.
Hat up, do you know where Candor is?
What? Candor? Thought he was back.
It was like he was some kind of image or something. He
No,
was
no,
just-
not that one. I thought the other one came back. I've been busy though, so maybe I just didn't see him. Or
What
maybe
other one?
the ice one. I had to clean up a lot of ice. It's like a snow creature had melted in here.
That's
That
interesting.
clone.
Yeah, very bad clone.
Wonder what number he's on now.
I am curious about that myself. I hear it's a pretty high number.
Must be nice to be rich.
Well, he does have a lot of resources.
Hail the computer.
Hail computer.
Hadhup will get back to things.
Oh, but he did say, I remember this now. He did say if you guys wanted, he has something in the basement, that you can go get. What was it? something about like a door opener or something like that. It connects here to Fort Jericho or something.
That sounds handy. Did he ever give you that book? I think I left him a note about it before we went to the dwarf area.
Book? What book?
I asked him to get you a cookbook, a recipe book, maybe.
Did you drop it off here?
No, it was, you had mentioned you wanted a book last time that we were here, and
Yeah, but Candor's been like gone for like a lot of time now.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
I thought maybe he was.
When you guys were last here, he wasn't even here.
Maybe
Yeah,
last year.
That's why I'd left him that note.
I mean, yeah. It's all okay. I remember now. Okay, good. Goodbye.
All right.
I'm convinced. I think you remember.
So Brianna will go towards the basement to see about this gift we've been left.
Yeah, at the as you kind of come up to there, there is actually the basement will actually not open, but you will notice like hanging on the wall there's like a little what's the best way to put this? Like it's one of those sort of like, I don't want to call it a magic eye puzzle, but if you like stand at the right proximity to it, you'll notice there's a note like written on it. So it's not the kind of thing that you could see if you were walking down the stairs. It's the kind of thing like you'd have to get ready to get to have the stairs open up to see the note on it. And there is basically a picture of a door on the wall.
Oh.
And it basically says, knock on the door 3 times, and tell it where you want to go. If it's connected, you will be there.
Is this the kind of thing that I could pick up and take with us, or is it like sort of...
If you try to take it off the wall, it will not come off the wall.
So I will go back to the rest of the party and tell them about it.
Okay.
So I think I found the thing Haddock was talking about. It's like this puzzle-looking thing on the wall.
Did I say puzzle? I meant portrait. If I said puzzle, I meant portrait.
He sounds more like Magic Eye, so...
No, the text is done in such a way. So like the text
okay.
is written in a way that it like bends a bit, so you can't quite see it unless you're standing at the right angle. And it kind of blends into like the paint and the colors of the picture.
Okay.
But the picture of the door is very clear and pronounced.
Okay. Well, so it's like a portrait of the door, and it says to knock 3 times, and if it's connected, we can go where we want to go.
Software back door.
Sounds like it. Brianna's just rolling with
Who's
whatever.
a computer expert?
I think Erasmus knows a lot about this kind of technology, perhaps.
Should I say sure? That's me.
Is there anywhere we want to go?
I mean, what about our next assignment, I guess?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I wasn't sure if there's somewhere we wanted to go.
So just so you know, Candor was very clear. It goes to Fort Jericho right now. That's all he knows works.
Oh.
Don't try Halron. If it does work, you'll basically die. Don't do that one. Don't do that one. He was very clear. Don't do that one. I would like you all to survive. It's probably not working anyway, but if it is, then bad things have happened, and you'll probably die.
Okay.
Definitely.
He said to repeat it one more time. Don't go to Halron if it works.
Go to Halron. Got it.
No!
Don't go to Howron.
If we wanted to go get supplies or something from Fort Jericho.
When the computer has something repeated, it usually means we should follow those orders.
So you should definitely follow the orders of not going to Howron.
No. Go.
No, he said do not go.
Yeah. Orders get modified on the way to our ears.
Sure.
I just won't be going to Howron. Anyway.
I'm okay with not going.
So how are we on supplies? Do we have plenty of that red drink?
I have... Where's it?
Why can't I see it?
I only got one bottle of red drink. And this bottle. He holds up another one. I don't know what color Goodberry is, by the way.
It's a potion of Goodberry.
Yeah.
So a potion of Goodberry by itself is kind of a sort of a goldenrod color.
I've got this one. I don't know where it came from.
Probably your previous clone had it for some reason.
I don't know.
Alright, so what about the rest of us? Do we need to try and find more of that, or?
Yeah, I think I only have one strong red drink left.
I drank one of my strong red drinks.
I just have a moderate one. So we could maybe get a couple of those. Maybe we could make a flyer to see if anybody's seen Kotri. Maybe they'll let us put up flyers.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
What's a Kotri?
She has a animal companion that's gone missing.
Kotri was a bot friend.
A what?
He was a stag. He is a stag. Somewhere
Oh,
out there.
you got a pack animal?
He was more for defense. He would
Who
charge.
uses a
in.
pack animal for defense?
He had these magnificent horns.
So you could hang things from them. Some
No.
deadly things.
He would gore things with them.
Well, seems like an odd use for a pack animal.
I would agree.
All right, I guess we will, or Brianna will, get ready, and tell everyone else when they're ready. We can try and go to Fort Jericho and see if we can get some supplies.
Okay. Yeah. Does anybody have anything they want to do before they go?
Gort is digging around in his backpack and comes across a spell book.
Okay.
And just kind of like, without taking out of the backpack, he's kind of like thumbing through the pages.
Yeah, you'll find the page where there's like the text where there was a response to Gort. And that when Gort had written his message as well.
Takes out, he looks for a pen and he writes like exactly what was there because he's now comparing handwriting. He's comparing his handwriting to the thing.
It's your handwriting. And as you like start writing, it'll say, "Good to see you're back."
He just writes, "Hail computer."
Hail computer. Is everything going well?
I've just arrived here. They tell me that I'm here to earn more clones.
Where is here?
They call it Harveston. We just appeared here. I just woke up and this is where we were.
You need to make a visit to North Point if you can.
North Point.
Yes.
North Point, understood. Hail computer.
Hail computer. Okay.
That was interesting.
And as he puts the book away, he just looks out and he goes, I agree. Maybe we should go back to North Point. That's where, no, North Point is someplace else, right?
Yeah, North Point
I'm
is...
sorry.
I'll show you on the map. So, Fort Jericho is the place to the east where they do all the military training.
Right.
North Point is the spot all the way up here.
We've already been to North Point, right?
You've been to North Point, yes.
Okay.
You've been to
That
North
was where
Point, in
we
fact,
knocked-
multiple times.
That was where we knocked the house down and we met the Formians.
I didn't knock no horror house down. That wasn't me. I say we go to North Point
Why?
because I believe we should.
Well,
What do we
we
need to
can.
do in North Point?
We should visit North Point.
You're not
We can-
explaining anything.
I don't have anything to explain. My instructions were visit North Point.
Instructions from what?
Most likely the computer.
Oh.
Where did you see these instructions from the computer?
Through my technical device, and he holds up the book. He holds up his spell book.
Can we see what's written there?
Why can't you see it on yours?
It's probably a personal terminal, but I was asking Steve, can we see what's written in this?
He doesn't have it open. I'm assuming he just picked up the book to show it to you.
Oh, okay. I thought you like had opened it to where he was.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
I mean, I think we each have our own personal communication device.
Mine says visit North Point.
Well, North Point's a little ways away. We can't visit it right now.
Hmm. He slinks backwards, just slumps his shoulders and grunts a little.
We can see about visiting after we take care of a few things, but there'll probably be an attack here pretty soon, so. For now, we don't even, the door only, as far as we know, goes to Fort Jericho, so we can go there, see if we can get supplies.
Let's go to Fort Jericho and just get some supplies.
Okay.
I just want to hit the road for a little bit. Think about things. Maybe write a novel that's incomprehensible to read.
Angry Journal?
Oh, angry journaling. I haven't done that in days.
A lot to catch up on.
I guess when everyone's ready, then I'll go and knock on the door 3 times and say Fort Jericho.
Okay. All of you will watch as Brianna walks up, knocks on the door 3 times. There's like a little window, like one of those peep windows that opens up in there, and you can see a set of eyes behind it. And then she says Fort Jericho, and the door opens, and Brianna is kind of sucked into the door. And
I'll
then
go up next.
the eye hole window closes.
I'll go up next and do the same.
Okay. The same will happen to Nikolai then.
All right, Erasmus goes next.
Okay. Same will happen to Erasmus.
I'll do it as well.
All right. The same thing happens to Konstag. Gort?
He knocks 3 times on the door and he goes, does this door go to North Point?
And the door opens and sucks you through.
Oh dear.
So this is an interesting scenario that we're gonna have to deal with, but we'll see where this goes. For the moment, let's deal with the 4 party members that went off to the destination that was spoken, or the destination that was suggested. Let me get the right music going here. You arrive in Fort Jericho. You kind of like step out of a door. There's like a door that opens, And as you're like sort of pulled through, you're like put in a sort of mid-step moment as if you were just opening a door, and you reflexively take a couple of steps and the door closes behind you. And then the next person comes through a moment later. And you kind of need to step out of the way, otherwise you'll kind of create this train of people running into each other.
Okay.
But
That'd be
after
funnier.
Constag steps through, the door doesn't open again.
Where's Gort? No, never mind. I know where Gort is.
Where is Gort?
He was mumbling about going to North Point. What do you bet that he knocked on that door and said the place he wanted to go?
Okay, so now he's maybe dead.
Well, we were told that if he said Howron, that it would be dead. But
Yeah, but even if it takes him to North Point, he's by himself, doesn't fucking know anything. Like,
yeah.
how would he
Let's
even
hope
get
doesn't
back?
find the land shards.
How are we gonna get back from Fort Jericho? I guess we'll just have to travel. I don't know.
Well-
Do we see a door on this other side that looks
There
like
is a
maybe
door
the same
behind
thing?
you.
Well, I'm assuming that we can probably get through this door the other way. But if not, I mean, the good thing about us going to Fort Jericho is it's not a terrible long journey to get back if we need to do that.
Definitely closer to North Point.
Yeah. I will pull out my note to Candor, and I will send him a quick message just saying I think Gort may have used the door to go to North Point. He held up Kent's spellbook and said he was told to go to North Point, and I think that he used the door to go there.
Let me check something real quick. You see a writing appear in your book, in the book that you've never seen before. A writing that you are entirely unfamiliar with.
Like a language that's unfamiliar, or what?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna show it to us?
Yeah, I'll show it to everybody.
Does anybody have comprehend languages?
No.
I do not.
Let me look at people's languages, though, real quick, and see what people have.
Draconic?
Is comprehend languages a feat or a?
It is a spell.
Can I use tongues to read? I can't remember if tongues.
I
work.
thought
Use it
tongues
to
just gives
speak.
you speaks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Double check, though. Yep. Speak and understand the language of any intelligent creature.
So we'll just read the book to you.
That's assuming you can read it.
Of course not.
But yeah, no one appears to have this language on hand.
I'll just write back, I don't understand.
More writing will appear. But again, in a language that is not comprehensible.
Alright.
We could see if somebody in Fort Jericho knows it. I don't know if we want to risk that.
I'd rather we not, since we're supposed to keep a lot of this to ourselves. I feel like that might be... We don't know what's being written, so we don't know if it's sensitive information.
Yep.
Maybe we can find a scroll of comprehend languages. Alright, so I'll put the book away, and I guess... are there stairs around this room?
No, you're in a hallway. You've kind of walked into.
All right.
Eventually, a guard will come up to you guys after a bit of your conversation. Where did you all come from?
This door.
You walked out of a closet.
Yes, we came out of
Yes.
the closet.
He'll walk over and he'll open the closet. All four of you.
Yes.
Yes, we were trying to see how many of us could fit in this closet.
We had tried coming here via wardrobe, but we did not end up where we had wanted.
I heard you require a lion and a witch before you can do that.
It is true. It is true.
Strange. This has never happened before.
It is the first time for us too. But
So your viewers just could. I'm going to have to bring you in. You know that, right?
that's okay. I think we're pretty good friends with the captain.
Yeah, we've been here before, so we know how that goes.
All right. You all can make your way, or be led rather, to meet up with. I'm trying to find his first name. So many notes. There it is. Was this one of those things where I said his first name and then didn't write down his first name? I have Commander Carbinger.
It's probably Commander. I probably misremembered.
But yeah, you can be. Well, no, I thought I had his first name in the notes as well. That at some point I'd given you guys, but it looks like not. So yeah, you can be brought to his office. Well, Kandor didn't exactly make it clear where you were going to come from, but I should have expected it. His magic works in stupid ways.
Yeah. So it was.
Yeah, we can't disagree with you there.
Well, I suppose he then gave you a list of what you need?
He didn't really give us a list, no.
We had agreed, according to everything that was put into place many, many years ago. He was supposed to send you here, and you would have a list. Everything he said has been slightly different than what he said it's supposed to be.
He talks a lot about things being slightly different than they're supposed to be. Maybe there's something to that.
That seems to be the Kandar way.
Yeah, he always is talking about things being slightly different than what he remembers.
Well, let's try to do this, I guess, in a logical way. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses?
I'm a performer. I tend to be very strong at, boosting the party with my music. I'm probably weak to physical things, like if someone were to hit me, that would probably not be very good. I'm not very martial.
You know what, why don't we skip this? If you're not sure, if you can't tell me right away, we actually have a device that was given to Fort Jericho many, let's just skip that whole part. By Kandor when Fort Jericho was first being constructed. It is probably the most precise measuring device we have ever received. We use it specifically for when we have higher ranking people that we need to figure out exactly what their best position would be. If you will, follow me.
Okay.
He'll get up and he'll walk you down a hallway, and he'll walk you over to a wall. And he will take a key out and he will put the key into the wall as if there were just a keyhole there. Turn the key, and the key will become a handle for a moment, and he will pull the door open, turn the key back, and the key will turn back into a key, and pocket the key again. And gesture for the four of you to step in.
I will step in.
When you all enter, this is a very sort of empty room, save for a very large kind of chamber-like object that exists. It looks like a glass pillar of sorts. There is a series of these long connecting
Balthazar. Hush.
Not tubes, but I guess tubes. I'm trying to think of the word that I'm looking for, but it's not coming to me. But they kind of string off of the top of this thing like hair, and then they go into a series of these squared off boxes and each one right now has like printed information on it, like what looks like handwritten information on it. And there are like some specific. Right now, a lot of them have zeros in them, but some of them have like this line that says like scanning on it. And he will ask, well, since you volunteered first, Brianna, was it?
Yes.
Please walk into the pillar. I assure you the glass will not stop you.
I will attempt to do as he says.
As you walk into the pillar, a few things will light up from top to bottom on the left. There is some writing that says 10, 14, 12, 12, 12, 21, 6, 11, 10. After a few moments, you'll feel like breezes bash against you. And then it will say 19, 15, 17. And 6. As well as NG will appear. And a couple of like minor details about things will come up. One of which says Bard. And then it lists like a handful of her abilities and a handful of her spells.
Oh, this is cool. It's like a printout of everything I can do.
In a way, yes. This is particularly useful. It's taken us some time to understand what all the numbers mean, but it looks like they are a variance chart, where the number 10 seems to represent a fairly standard person in reality. Anyone deviating between that typically has some kind of problem in a specific category. We've identified that the first one is like the relative ability for them to produce physical effects on other objects. So they might be particularly strong, or they might be particularly skilled at placing injury upon other people. It can vary a little bit from person to person. The second is their nimbleness. One might call that their dexterity. The third seems to be a number that represents their physical tolerance to some degree. The ability for them to deal with damages, injuries, and whatnot. People who are around 10 usually don't handle a lot of them well. The next one seems to be how well read they are. This is a number that is often worthless for us. Occasionally it's nice to see one that gets around a 13, 14. But for the most part, we tend to find that people with high numbers in here don't usually work well around the camp. However, the next number is particularly useful. These we tend to find to be the most well-respected people within the fort. These are people who typically have a good sense of self, a good willingness, a good understanding of the need for participation, and a good ability to judge when something is accurate or inaccurate, and tend to be impeccable at seeing. The last number seems to be for clowns. People who like to be entertainers, or people who like to dance, or people who like to generally waste a lot of time on the battlefield. We tend to find that those people with this number a heightened number here, tend to be the clownish types. At least in our business, of course, which is making sure this country is safe. The next three lines seem to correspond well to tolerance to poisons, ability to avoid surprises, and just generally how well a person is capable of putting up with being bullied or pushed around, or having their sort of their sense of self attacked. The final the next set of three numbers seems to be the relative ability for them to avoid being hit in one way, shape, or form. With the first number being by normal attacks, and the next pair of numbers being under different variable conditions. We like to use this as kind of an identifier for where to put our troops on the battlefield. And then the last number gives us a relative idea of how proficient you are with a weapon. We tend to find the higher the number, the much better they tend to be. And then, of course, this bio sheet is always nice so we know exactly what skills a person has. Well, who's next?
Oh, Nikolai.
Not looking at me, Coach. Raised my hand.
Oh, sorry. You're like your hand whited out on the screen. So yeah, you will step in, and it will get 22, 13, 10, 15, 6, 5, 20, 13, 19, 7, 8, 8, 6. I'm sorry, 5. And then another smattering abilities, and then a list of spells, some key spells, not a full list of spells. You would do well in our battalions. There's a lot of need for people like you. We could give you a lot of good training.
Is that so?
Yes. I imagine you tend to easily clean up your foes.
Not always so easily. I have my weaknesses too.
I can see that. You seem to be relatively easy to hit.
Yeah, I mean, I function best as part of this team, I think.
All right, who's next?
I'll step up.
All right, Erasmus. 10, 12, 5, 19, 10, 16, 17, 13, 16, 4. A list of spells appears. And there's like a specific like red warning bar that says keep away from magical items.
I wonder what that's about.
I know your type. You eat them, don't you?
I've been known to get peckish for a scroll.
Well, gotta keep you away from those. Otherwise, you seem like you probably throw a lot of spells around the battlefield.
Why, yes, that's correct.
But why the buffoonery?
Buffoonery?
He gestures to what is your charisma score. This is very high. Do you clown around a lot? I do not understand what use this would be.
I can't say I'm much of a clowner.
Strange. I'll have to check the calibration of the system at some point. Well,
I mean, sometimes a score like that, maybe he just is a very personable person.
that's not our findings. Anyway, who's next? Who's last?
I suppose it's my turn then.
Yeah, you step in. 7, 10, 11, 16, 18, 10. 17, 12, 17. 8, 3, 11, 6. And it will have like on there that she should have some sort of animal traveling around with her. It will list a few spells, and that she has the ability to change shape.
Oh yeah, about that. She seems to have lost her animal companion. Would we be able to put up flyers in case he's seen around town?
We don't do the whole flyers thing here. They'd have to somehow get within the walls of our little stronghold here. Not likely to happen.
You don't have people hunting or anything, right? Like,
This is a desert. We're not really gonna find a stag here, just roaming about. I suppose you probably don't remember that, though.
Remember what?
That this is a desert.
Oh.
Well, either way. I think I see a very clear issue that a great deal of you have. You all seem like a sword is perpetually in your sides. Do you have them permanently attached? I should check.
There seems to be one constantly.
Oh, I've just been feeling kind of dumb. Takes me a lot longer than it used to. I don't know if it's from getting hit or what, but
Well, let's try to solve the getting hit issue, and then we'll figure out what this dumb feeling you have is. So the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna like examine what you're wearing for armor, and they're going to start first with Erasmus.
I have just magical devices, so I have no armor on.
Are you incapable of wearing armor proper? Oh, you're a caster, aren't you? You have spells
Yes,
which make this a problem. You also have issues listed on your sheet. I'm going to correct those while I'm in here because it's never brought up.
issues.
Yeah, you had your each of your armor options listed as miscellaneous or as medium, and that affects your. That I wondered why you were showing certain things on your sheet. Also, you all.
I thought you were making fun of my personality quirks. I'm quirky.
Well, you have a lot of magical gear here, but what is your? How often do you stay towards the rear?
I usually am in the middle.
In the middle. Are you moving along, fighter on each end, then? I noticed you seem to be lacking another substantial hitter. Did the animal companion maybe fill that role, or did your
somebody else, and he ran off?
Yeah, we have a friend that didn't come with us. We don't know exactly where he is. We suspect he may have gone somewhere else, but
Oh yes, the shorter one.
yeah. He was talking about wanting to go to North Point, so we're assuming he probably went there, but we don't know.
A silly thing to do.
Agreed.
Yeah.
it's like that. Unreliable.
Well, for you, sir, what we could do is we could offer you better bracers than what you're currently wearing. They seem a little bit under what is available. You do happen to have a good cloak with you. What else? Do you find... How are you doing on the spells which you currently have? We have a few in our reserves, a couple of spell books we could offer you access to.
I'm looking for a couple of spells that I could use.
What in particular?
Arcane Mark.
We have that.
And then, what was it? Read Comprehend Languages?
We do have that.
I can't think of anything else. Anybody?
Arcane Mark.
No, he already said that.
That was his first one.
If you happen to have a duplicate arcane, not arcane mark, comprehend languages scroll, I wouldn't say no to that.
Well, we don't have them in scrolls. We have them in spell books.
Oh, okay. Well then,
So this would be properly adding them, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm trying to think of something else that could be super useful.
Yeah, he's just going over things at the moment. So he will have fetched for you a set of +3 bracers of armor.
Wow.
So he'll take your existing +1s though.
Huh.
So you can upgrade those. And yeah, you have access to their spell books, so you can randomly see what they happen to have available if you think of any more spells that you want to copy down. But otherwise, you have a good amulet, you have a good ring, and you have a good cloak. So for the moment, he will move on from you. He will move next to Brianna. and he will start evaluating your gear. Your armor is lacking significantly. Have you not brought it to anyone to be enchanted?
I'll be right back.
No. I believe I just was able to get this not too long ago, so I've not really had the funds to do any sort of enchantment.
Well, if you'll leave it with us, we'll bring it up to speed.
Oh, wonderful. I would appreciate that.
Gotta make sure not to die in the interim.
Let's see. Go through a couple more things. And he will increase the armor to +3 armor.
Sorry. I mean, so that just does like...
That will increase your armor by 3, your AC by 3.
Alright, wonderful.
Let's see. Next. Take a look here at what you've got. Dear girl, how do you not just constantly get knocked on the ground?
Well, I try to stay out
No,
of
not
the
you.
way.
This is at Constag.
Oh.
You're
What?
just wearing these leathers.
Yeah.
Not even hide?
No.
Have you never bought any gear?
I buy it for my stag.
Your stag. You've been spending all your money in an animal that ran away.
I didn't think he would ever run away. I mean, he and I are very close.
This is what animals do. You cannot trust them. We have many horses that run away.
Maybe you just don't have a close enough bond with your horses.
Now you're starting to sound like those tree huggers.
You're talking about druids, aren't you?
Yes?
She is a druid.
Oh, I suppose that makes sense then. That also means then that you can't wear one of the options I was going to offer to you. I was going to say we could put you in a nice big suit of armor to keep you nice and safe, but I suppose that likely won't work for you. Well, we'll think on this for a moment. Your solutions are going to be a little more difficult than the rest. Lastly, Nikolai.
Greetings. How much is all of this going to cost us?
We have an arrangement to make sure that you're taken care of in a number of ways. At about the time that you're to step through a random door here. Kind of a weird stipulation, but everything has been very weird.
So we don't have to pay for this?
No.
Oh, Gandor's doing it.
No, these items will be returned to us one day.
Great.
Ministry had a program like that.
Doesn't sound like when we're dead at all.
That's not how we're hoping to get these returned.
When we retire?
Now, I noticed that you have the sort of blended abilities here. You have some spells, but you also seem physically competent.
I would like to think so, but it doesn't always feel that way.
Might I ask then, are you now capable of being put in something better than this diet armor?
I don't know. Am I capable of it?
Look at your class ability that you got at this level. The very last one on your list.
I think I'm on the wrong page.
It's on the first page. It's under your
Oh.
Class
I
abilities.
forget sometimes that.
Or class features.
Oh
down
yes,
at the bottom.
I can take stronger armor now. I just haven't had the time and opportunity to do so.
Well, let's get that taken care of for you. It just doesn't make sense to have you walking around in that. I think we can put you in a very nice suit of chainmail that will suit you up just right.
I would appreciate that.
That's the best we can put you in. I guess they could also put you in breastplate. Yeah, so you will get a suit of mithril breastplate +2.
So I delete the lamellar.
Yes, you'll treat this as light armor, but it is technically medium armor.
Mithril breastplate, and it's only +2 on the.
It is only no. The total bonus will be a total bonus of +8.
Okay, so under AC it'll say 8.
Yes.
It's still light.
It is still light. The check penalty becomes 4.
What about dexterity or the other?
The max dex will actually be a 5.
Okay.
And you have no spell failure chance because this is medium. This should be miscellaneous. That should improve things for you quite a bit.
I appreciate it. I
Will-
feel a little bit stronger already, though still kind of dumb.
Well, we will look into that for you as well. In the meantime, you are also welcome to use our spell books and take anything that you might need. We're gonna spend a little bit of time researching some things and getting everything into proper order. So if you will, we have rooms prepared for you that you may rest in, and in the next 2 days you should be ready to return with a lot of improvements. But until then, let's take a brief break, and when we come back, we'll see how progress is going. See you shortly.
Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're judging others for their mistakes when you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes when you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance.
We're back. What spells are you looking for?
I may have a couple more, but so far, Vanish.
Okay. Let me see if they have it. They do.
Blood Transcription, because I'm going to be busy.
No, that's
Except
blood
I-
biography. Blood...
I know, but this means I would at least get a spell from somebody.
That is first or second level?
That is second.
Okay. They do not have that.
Okay. Elemental Touch, also second level.
They do not have that.
Okay. Frigid Touch, second level.
They have that.
Okay. Scorching Ray.
That's third level, right?
I think it was second. Let me double check. It's second.
Okay, they have that.
Okay. And then you'll need to come back to me. I'm still looking through other
All right.
ones.
Anything for you, Erasmus, in terms of spells?
Ball of firing.
Wall of Fire, you said?
Fireball.
Hold on. Let's check for Wall of Fire first. They have Wall of Fire.
Okay.
And then Fireball, you said for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
They do not have Fireball. Very strangely.
What kind of place doesn't have fireball?
Wow.
Yep. You assume it's possible somebody stole that book. Maybe there were other good spells in it.
Last one, Badger's Ferocity.
What level? 2, 3.
3.
They have it.
Oh, 2. It is level 2.
Okay. Well, even better. They definitely have it. What the fuck is Badger's Ferocity? Heard of this spell before. Oh, okay. Keen edge for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good idea, huh?
Yeah. All right. And then for Constog, they will bring you out a set of what looks like armor made out of like tightly wrapped strands of leaves, and then bound together. This should be to your benefit. This is a dark leaf lamellar. This should be light enough that you should have little issue wearing it, as it only weighs about 13 pounds. It will provide you a decent bonus over what you're currently wearing. So this will be +2 as well. Yeah, this will be +3. So this will be a total bonus of 7.
Wow.
Max dex bonus of 5. Armor check penalty of 1. And you still get it's light armor.
Wait, you said the AC was what?
The AC was a total of 7. And while you are learning your spells, let's see how how Gord is doing.
When you have time, I have 3 more spells.
Let's take care of it real quick. Or let's throw my dice all over the floor, one of the two. I haven't decided which. Alright, go ahead when you're ready.
Web.
They have web.
Fly.
They do not have fly.
Okay, and Ray of Exhaustion.
They do not have Ray of Exhaustion.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Gort, you find yourself coming out of the door of a building. You are standing in a very unusual cityscape. It is not filled with bright lights, but the sun is up. You haven't seen a city with a sun ever. Like, it's an unusual thing to see. If you get outside of the major city, you can see the sun, or you can like glimpse the sun for a moment, but within the city, the illumination comes from the lights of the city. Here, there are lights. There are things that are lit, but they are not nearly as bright as the sunlight that shines down. You're muted, I think.
So I'm on a street.
Yeah, you're on a street. And it's a very, like, it looks kind of like rustic. It doesn't have like that even flatness to it. This is definitely like something that somebody either like broke a bit or just very unpolished.
He's very confused looking at it, but he starts looking for someone to talk to.
Okay. I think either your mic is on the wrong source and your mic is up.
How about that?
That is much better. Thank
Sorry,
you.
mic was
okay.
up. So he just wants to talk to somebody. So he looks confused, but he's just following orders. So
Yep.
now he's just looking for somebody to talk to.
Yeah. Give me a diplomacy or knowledge local check.
I'll give you the diplomacy.
Okay. You get people that are willing enough to come up to you and tell you, and like interact with you. Hello?
Is this North Point?
It is.
Thank you. And then he just walks away.
Okay. Yeah, you can set out walking.
He pulls the book out while he's walking, and to write into it, have arrived. Next instruction, please.
You will get back a message that reads, look for Blacksmith Inc.
Again, walks up to random person.
Yep.
Another diplomacy check.
Another
I'm assuming.
diplomacy check. Yeah. Oh, easy. No problem. They will speak with you. Hello.
Where is Blacksmith Inc.?
They'll give you directions to get there.
He
Very
just walks
clear
away.
directions.
He doesn't.
Yep.
He doesn't say anything else. He just walks away.
Very peculiar. But you can make your way back to the Blacksmith Inc. building. Or two, I guess. This is Gort's first time.
He just walks up to the door.
Yeah.
Walks in.
You can step in. I am going to... You step into the door. Seated in, or I guess standing. They're always standing. Standing behind the counter is a very well-dressed man. His hair is slicked back. Everything about his appearance is rather dark in color. But the thing I think would stand out most to you versus everybody else is this looks more elf-like to you than the elf in your team did. It has like a very different skin tone, like a more bluish skin tone. Something that normally a lot of people might not notice in this level of kind of lighting. They might think the light is changing the color, but you would recognize these as more in line with the elves of your home.
What color are they wearing again?
Black.
So they're okay. Walks up. I've been instructed to come here.
Yes, Gort. Welcome. We've learned that there have been changes that have happened. Is this true?
What changes? I arrived. I was in Harveston. I found my interactive device. He holds up the book. The instructions said to come here. I came here. There have been no changes since then.
I apologize. Changes are meant as that things on our side have changed, not on yours. We have a great interest in you, Gort. That's why we've chosen you for this simulation.
Excellent.
The computer is most pleased with your work back home.
El Computer.
And is very pleased with the information that you were able to gather during your missions. In fact, we're going to need to perform a download from your data stores.
I haven't done much. We fought giant ants, which they said was debugging. Beyond that, we have not done anything. There is not much to download.
The location of the giant ants is very useful to us. We did not have those in our data stores before. This was a trader's hideout originally, which is how it became so bug-ridden. You being able to locate thus, we can now track that and work on patching that hole.
Excellent.
You will be, of course, rewarded for your actions very significantly.
Excellent. Shall we begin?
Yes. They will take you back to a room, hook you up to what looks like a giant sort of like when your body first emerges, it's kind of like the clone machine that you are in before you're kind of dropped out. They will attach you to it, and after a few moments, your eye will kind of like light up and it'll get very bright, but just in the one eye. Very good. You've earned a lot. I'm assuming that you've been lacking right now, haven't you? In the physicality department.
Well, I don't understand why I'm so small.
Unfortunately, you are the victim of somebody in this is just me forgetting the term that I'm looking for. In data management, misplacing cloning materials. So unfortunately, while your data stores were restored to the body in your capsule, you were unfortunately put into the incorrect body. We will eventually work to rectify that for you, but in the meantime, we'd like to help make sure you're on par with what you'll need for the future.
All right.
He will reach over and he will grab for you a sword off the wall. The sword has a sort of let me check something real quick. Forgetting some details here. It has this kind of like black and blue twisted handle. It's got like the handle is like black, but the grip that it has looks like a silver lightning bolt wrapped a blue lightning bolt wrapped around it. They will explain you are having your color designation upgraded as well as part of this.
Smiles at this.
You are now officially blue rank.
Excellent.
And this weapon will give you a beam saber, just as you should rightfully have here. Functionally, this acts in game like a +2 longsword with trying to remember what this property is. Give me a second here. Thundering, right? Yeah. This acts like a longsword of thundering, +2 longsword of thundering. Or I'm sorry, thundering is wrong. It's not thundering. I thought it was thundering. It's shock. So it'll deal but all of the damage that you deal will be converted to electricity, including any strength bonus or dex bonus that you're adding.
Okay, so the type is electrical?
The type is electrical now.
That's 1d6 at my size, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I believe you should call your sword Electrobuzz. Is that the name of the bird Pokemon that shocks people? Is that right?
Electrobuzz is like the weird standing one that shocks people.
Zapdos is the bird.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm ashamed that I did not know my Pokemon lore, but I'm an older nerd, unfortunately.
They will inform you. Your weapon will be one of our means of communication with you when necessary. You may find, though, that periodically it will speak to you. It is not always sending you messages of the computer. We need you to fix the programming that we have in it. So you need to bring it in line with the computer's wishes.
Bring the sword in line with the computer's wishes?
Yes. If you can do so, the beam saber will become more powerful for you. The more you bring it under your control. Also, we happen to have something that would be of good use to you as well. I need to double check something on your sheet because they are also basically taking a look at you.
Okay.
Great job on your spell choices, Whitney. Those were all really good spells you had picked. I was like, web. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, web. It's never coming useful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that many spell points available, or that many, of each that I can use, but it gives me a little more variety.
Put that extra point at.
Also, I definitely did just Google good Magus spells and looked up what people listed. So that helped.
You're going to be helping us test one of our prototype objects, specifically for people like you. This will have a very, how do I say this? A very uncomfortable feeling at first upon using it, but I assure you that it should work out to your benefit significantly. But we're going to need to take that belt you have on right now and replace it.
All right.
Double check. If this is what I remembered it being. The one that
should provide dexterity.
Yeah, it's dexterity and something else, right? You don't take penalties when you attack while prone.
Yeah.
Well, this can be of benefit. We have something that I think will be much better for a person like you. And they will pull out this belt, and the belt also seems to kind of crackle with this like blue energy. And they will put it around your waist. And as they do so, you will feel a very unusual sensation kind of fill your arms. Your arms feel like they feel like something is enhancing them. And you also feel more nimble in some ways. Fundamentally, what this does is, as long as you are unarmored, you may apply both your strength and your dexterity to both your AC and your attack rolls.
Okay, so how do we
and
do
damage
that?
rolls.
How do we do that?
This we can start doing this if you go to configuration.
Okay.
And we scroll down here. You can add a primary modifier as dex, and then you can also add a secondary as strength.
Oh, okay, I see it.
The only thing I'll have to figure out is how to handle this for attacks. So for right now, we'll just treat it as a static +4 bonus to your attacks.
Okay.
But you do lose the Belt of the Weasel.
Okay.
And this is called, I don't have an exact name for this because it's a prototype. But you can refer to it for now as Belt of two stats, we'll call it for the moment.
Okay. That's funny.
I hadn't come up with I still have not come up with a good name for it like I wanted.
Okay.
Now, you should be getting some other gifts when you arrive where you're going. They're going to want to give you some armor, I'm sure. You should deny that and tell them you would prefer to not be wearing armor. Ask them if they have bracers for you instead. These will go on your arms, and they'll give you sort of an energy shield.
He holds up the onesies like these.
Do you have bracers? I thought you have
bracers. Bracers of glibness.
No. These will give you the ability to again. They will give you an energy shield. Your current bracers make it so that people are more willing to believe false things you say.
Why lie?
Exactly. In fact, to help with this, they'll kind of take the bracer. They'll ask to take the bracers from you.
Okay.
And they will instead He has a. Do you not have a? You don't have a cloak, do you?
Yeah, I do. Where is it? Shield cloak.
Ah, okay. Let me double check that.
He hasn't turned it on yet, but neither him nor Kent has you actually turned it on.
Yeah, so they will explain to you how this shield cloak works. And they will also enhance the shield cloak. So it will operate, if you choose to use it, it will operate like a +2 shield, giving you a total bonus of 3.
Is that added? We added that to it, or?
I'll throw the text in there. And then what you can do here is we can put this under up here in your AC items. So we can put shield cloak.
Oh, okay.
And you just check and uncheck if you're using the shield cloak.
Got it.
But yeah, total bonus of 3. I think these things should do quite well for you. Good luck, Gort.
And he points at his clothes. What can we do about the color?
Ah, good point. Fair point. Let's get you in something better. And they will dress you in something that looks more like what you're used to wearing. This looks like blue reflect armor. Now, these are not activatable without the bracers, so you'll need to get the bracers to fully get it going.
Excellent.
Now, if you'll just step through that door, we should be able to put you where you need to go. Getting you to come here gave us the ability to hack the door network. That should put you where you need to be.
All right. I'm assuming there's another door inside the building here you're showing me.
He's pointing to the door you came in.
That's where I came in.
Yes, we have temporarily turned on the teleportation device.
Ah. Do I have to do the whole knocking?
No, just open the door and step through. Yep. If you step through, you will come out in Harveston.
All right. And is he in? Where is he standing in Harveston?
He's not there. You come out like right where the stairs were and right where the picture was.
Okay. So he walks back up to it, just turns around without stopping, and just Fort Jericho.
Yeah. And you will step out of the door to Fort Jericho, and a guard will make their way up to you. Sir, what are you doing here?
I am Gort T5BLUE. How can I assist? I am looking for the rest of my party.
You're very delayed. They've been here for a few hours now. But I will take you to them. And he will guide you down the hall. And eventually get you to a room. Right now they're in kind of this library area. And Erasmus and Nikolai are both flipping through some large books. And I don't know what are Brianna and Constag doing in the meantime.
I guess I'm just sort of looking through books. I can't really I don't have a spell book obviously or anything, but I'm just kind of looking through the books. I doubt that they would look very kindly on me, I don't know, performing for the men or something. So I'll just be quiet and look through the books.
I'm taking some time to read through what I've written so far. I find it interesting that my setting was a school for some reason.
Actually, if you start trying to read through what you've written, you start getting a headache. And your brain starts thinking this is a weird fantasy novel and maybe it wasn't such a good way to start this story.
I'll flip to an empty page and start writing a different
Give me a will save as well as you're interacting with that. Something though about it seems familiar, but you kind of shake it off. It seems like an interesting idea. You must have been coming up with like a different twist on this story. The idea of you all meeting up at a school sounds like it would be better. And that idea probably will sit in the back of your head for a little while. Gort, after some time, somebody will come in and say, you must be the other one. Kent, was it?
My name is Gort T5BLUE. BLU, sorry.
I must have had my information wrong.
Goes by Gort now. Brianna will speak up. He wants to be called Gort now.
Very well.
I've always been called Gort.
We need to perform some analysis on you. Do you have a moment?
I have some more spells I want to look up when we get a chance.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. He will take you to the same place he took the others and go through your stats. Finding you to be 17, 16, 14, 12, 10, 9. I forgot the other numbers. 8, 5, 2, and 8. Or no, sorry, 22, 19, 16, 8, 5, 2, and 8. Well, you're in reasonable shape. I suppose we could step you up a little bit. You're not wearing armor, though. We could get you...
I don't need armor.
Oh. Are you
I understand you have bracers for me.
We could acquire a pair of bracers for you, yes. I'll get right on that. And he will come back, and eventually you will get a pair of bracers of armor +2. And then he'll bring you back to the rest of the crew. Erasmus, what additional spells are you looking for?
I am looking for Acid Pit.
That's 3rd or 4th?
4th.
Okay.
I didn't pick my 4th level spell. Or I did.
That is actually there. It's very lucky.
Okay, we already did Dimension Door and that failed. I have Greater Ability. Remove Curse.
I don't remember. Did we do? I don't remember doing Dimension Door. Somebody else?
I thought that was the first one she did. Oh no. Dimension Door, definitely then.
Okay.
I assumed that.
And that's 4 as well, right?
Yeah.
No, because she doesn't have access to. Oh my God, they have it.
Oh.
I only got 3rd level spells at this point because.
Oh yeah, I thought that was the first spell you asked for was Dimension Door. I was like, oh yeah. Okay, remove Curse.
They do not have remove curse.
I tried. All right, and that all-purpose spell, Scrying.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting thing. They do have it, in fact. That is a perfect hundo. The only way that would be in the inventory. So
we got... Go ahead.
You can copy Scrying.
So I got Acid Pit, Scrying, and Dimension Door.
Yep.
That's some good spells there.
Did you forget Greater Invisibility? I didn't recall you.
Oh, I have it already.
Oh, okay. I just saw what you typed in the chat. So.
Yeah. Then I looked at my character sheet and realized, oh, I have it already. So, good. Good. My MODOK won't go together.
I'm sorry.
I know. I rarely open them.
Well, I believe this should put you all in a much better position for the future. If you are here now, this also means that I should be preparing the armies. In a few days, roughly a week, we will prepare for the invasion of Halron.
Oh, man.
He notices that none of you are like kind of looking at him, at least understanding what he's talking about.
I mean, Candor did tell us that's where we're going next.
Where you're
right?
going, but not
No,
an
not
invasion.
them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Um, that's very muted of you. I would have expected a little more excitement about this. Halron has been a problem for a little while.
I didn't realize that you all were going. I just thought we were.
Well, we need to be a distraction for you. Produce enough time and pull enough of their resources in to make sure that you are able to get to what you need to get to. We've got things pretty well planned out. We've got a few regiments that will move in and should easily be able to provide a sufficient distraction while you are moved into the position you'll need to get into. This was expected based on their current actions, but things should work out well if we do everything properly. We hope to resecure the people we need to while you are resecuring the whatever it is that you're in there for.
It sounds like a very dangerous place from what we've heard.
It is incredibly dangerous. Magic is at a level unlike that anyone has ever seen, and it needs to be taken down. Numerous experimental technologies are being used there, creating all kinds of significant problems with the Arcana here. Not to mention, its people are no longer allowed to leave. For some time, they were saying their people were unwilling to leave, but we have reports from a very fortunate few people that have managed to escape about the current issues plaguing Halron. They'll be coming to your aid very soon, once we've properly vetted them to make sure they're not traitorous.
Wonderful.
Gotta be wary of traitors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sounds like they could definitely use a little bit of freedom there.
Freedom is something in very short supply.
And overrated.
He says
I heard
odd
freedom
things.
is slavery.
I could see how some might think that. It is easy for people without information in freedom and without protection to end up in those situations.
Yeah.
But here, I would be inclined to disagree, but I can understand your perspective, Court. Well, you may all remain here for as much more time as you need to prep your spells. And then when you're ready to return, please let me know. I will make the proper arrangements for you.
Oh, do you have anywhere that might resupply us on potions?
And rations.
Well, we have had hub for the rations, but
Can he prepare enough shelf-stable food for that?
oh, I don't know.
We will be able to have potions ready by the time we will be moving into Halron. We will have them delivered to you by the team that will be making its way to you.
Oh, okay. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you for your assistance.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Yes.
Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
This wasn't grim.
And when you're ready to go, he will take you to the door, use his special key to activate it, open it, and you will see you'll see the stairs kind of looking there, but it's like you're looking out a very small window into the stairs. But when you step through the door, you will kind of step out onto the stairs, kind of being ripped from the door through the painting and out onto the steps. And you kind of like have to reflex save or fall out. So can I get the order of who's going through?
I will go first.
Since this is your first time doing this.
I'll go third.
All right.
Second.
Brianna, you can succeed and get out of the way. As Nikolai, give me a reflex save. Ooh, as Nikolai like
Great.
backflips out of the door.
Show off.
Erasmus.
I'm just taking a deep breath before I fail.
No, you do a good job catching yourself as you're coming through.
I mean, it's no backflip, but
Gort or
We all
Konstag,
can't be
who's
you.
next? Yeah, Gort comes out and like falls face first down the stairs.
Brianna tries not to laugh.
And Konstag catches herself.
He stands back up. He's like, worst place to put a teleporter ever.
I'm sure Candor would be very interested in your feedback.
It's probably put there by a lowly red.
As you all arrive, there is a small, like, sort of bag wrapped up and sitting on the stairs.
I will go, I guess, look in the bag or unwrap it.
It says to Konstag on it as you get
Oh.
closer to it.
Then I will say, "Hey, Konstag, you got a present."
What?
You can walk over, take a look at the little note on the front, and it says, "We can't bring back what was lost, but we can give you the ability." No, how would this be worded?
You're just deerhead.
Oh my god!
We can't bring back what you lost, but we hope you find this deer, and then it's the deer head.
No. We can't bring back what you've lost, but we managed to sweep up a little of what they were. I don't think he would have made it in the wild, so perhaps this will give you a glimmer of hope for bringing back an old friend. And then it's signed Candor. P.S. Had to run. Be back soon.
Of course.
Yes, you did.
The good
Dad's
old
gone to get
bastard.
milk.
Dad went out for cigarettes and never came back.
Papa?
Only in this case, it's like Dad keeps sending you random things.
It's only trying to buy my love.
But also inside are a couple of things that you would consider very familiar to you. Things that make you a little, maybe, I don't know how you would feel, but there are some wraps. Like, there's 2 sets of wraps.
Gorditas.
And there is some
I was thinking
barding.
the same thing. Deer jerky wraps.
There is some barding and an amulet. And they look very familiar to you.
What'd you get, Konstag?
Something familiar. Do you recognize these?
I can't say that I do. There is something familiar about them, though. You are right.
They're a weird size for a person, that's for sure.
Did your stag wear anything?
Do I remember?
There's give me a will save here, actually. Yeah, you have just enough of recollection of the stag having, at some point, like gotten wraps on its antlers and on its and for its hooves, and you know it had barding before, but you remember it being different before. It's kind of like hazy, but there's some memory of like these things feel linked to Katri somehow.
They seem to be something you might have worn. I feel like they are. But how would Candor have gotten them?
I don't know.
He is Candor.
Maybe they're for a different stag. I mean, he has a lot of items, I think, that used to belong to other people. Maybe they're just for a different stag. Maybe they're similar to what Katri had.
I mean, did Comstock read us the note? Or no?
I don't know. It's up to her.
I'll read everyone the note.
Okay.
Doesn't the note make it sound like these were from Katri and Katri's not coming back?
Almost. It has some, I mean, there's a couple of different ways you can interpret this, right? It sounds like somebody who either I guess give me a gauge check to see what you might how you might think of it.
Gauge.
But you can still roll it. It should be still on your sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think both Brianna and Constag, you can kind of put together that it sounds like he assumes that they're dead, that Katri is dead. Brianna, you can kind of piece together that the other things that are in here are similar to the reincarnate ingredients that you'd found or that you somehow have on your person already as well. And that the equipment does look to be very, like, suitable for a stag. It's sized appropriately.
So I will point that out to Constog, sort of my take on it, that it seems like that, I don't know, it seems like Candor thinks that Katri may not have survived wherever he is, and maybe he's given you a way to bring him back?
I don't know. It's kind of a bag of random stuff.
Oh, so what exactly is in the bag? Erasmus asks.
The hoof wraps and...
Yeah, the hoof wraps, the antler wraps, and the barding, and an amulet.
I mean, looking at them, they're clearly magical items for an animal.
Okay. Candor's note didn't really make sense to me, but his notes never make sense. I mean, didn't he just write you in, like, a language we don't even know?
Yeah, that was very odd.
Wait,
What
did you
language?
learn? I don't know what it is. Did you learn a language? Something that might
Where
help
did you see this language?
On my communicator, it was when we went through the door to Fort Jericho and you didn't.
Oh yeah, that wasn't cool, by the way.
Is it from the computer?
We can't read it to know.
It's from Candor, the man that you spoke to before.
Candor is the voice of the computer, I understand.
Yeah,
guess,
it's the voice
yeah?
of the computer. Go with this. Show it to me.
Yes. I will show the note to Gort.
Yeah. You can take a look at the note. What languages does Gort speak? I'm doing something.
Common, Orc, and Draconic.
But you do not recognize any of the you do not recognize the language.
I thought we had figured out a way around.
Can I do knowledge the computer?
You can try, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you are unfamiliar with this. This is not even in any form of code.
This isn't from the computer.
Oh, but Erasmus, did you find the comprehend languages in that spell book? Could you possibly?
I would need to learn it. I would need to take time, study it.
So maybe tomorrow then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be more than happy to do it.
I would
Can
be
we show it?
cautious.
Show it to Hadhup just in case they might understand it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can share it with Hadhup. Hadhup does not recognize it.
I
Can
would
we
be
just keep
cautious in
showing it to
decoding.
people at random?
Yeah, we are careful in decoding. We don't want to show it to just anyone. That's why we didn't ask around in Fort Jericho about it.
The information may be from a traitor.
Well,
There's always that.
the only way to know is to decipher it, because this isn't usually what Candor sends to us or to me.
Then it's not of the computer.
Well, we don't know that until we've decoded it.
The computer wouldn't send you something you couldn't read.
Maybe it's a code that they don't want other traders to find out. I don't know. Perhaps the computer wants us.
Are you
to be
claiming to be a
resourceful?
traitor?
I am not claiming to be a traitor. I'm saying that perhaps
Please
they want
choose
to.
your language carefully.
Okay. What I'm saying is that perhaps they don't want the chance of a traitor to see it, and they figure that anyone that is loyal to the computer will be able to decode it eventually.
I guess we will need new software then.
Sounds like it.
I thought they were gonna help me with my brain. They didn't do anything for my brain.
No, I'm sorry. I did forget about that. Thank you for the reminder. So there is one extra part that happens. You will be informed that you have a curse upon you. And not just any curse, but a death curse.
I'm dying?
Something very powerful when you killed it placed a curse upon you.
That's rude.
These curses cannot be removed via standard means, so they can't use a simple remove curse to remove it. These curses must be removed by completing a quest for either a deity of choice, or by striking up some deal with a very powerful creature with access to very powerful magics.
Like Candor?
Maybe.
So I'm dumb and I have to try and figure out a way to not be dumb? That seems like it's gonna go real well.
Well, we can help. I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna tell this to all of you guys because I'm not gonna figure it out on my own.
Yeah, you
So
could
be on
explain
the
it to them.
lookout for the way, something good we can do for a god or someone very powerful, and maybe they can help me.
well, I definitely think it would be good to ask Candor for ideas. But you know, if we come across someone with a deity that they serve, maybe.
Other than the computer?
There's other deities aside from the computer?
That's what I'm asking you.
Oh, I mean, I don't think there's any other legitimate deities, right?
Only traitors worship things that are not the computer.
There you go.
So we will do something for the computer.
Yes, perhaps the
Have to
computer
figure out
can
what.
remove
Ask
this.
him. Use your communication devices and ask the computer. What may you do to appease him?
But right now, she's only getting gibberish back, right?
I thought you were the one with the problem.
Yeah, I don't have a book right now. Or a device. She helps me with it.
I can ask on your behalf. After all, this is affecting his intellect, so it's hard for him to think about such things.
My brain just gets very tired.
I will actually pull out the note thing to Candor, and also just fill him in, say that, we found out that Nikolai has a death curse that's affecting his intellect, and would welcome any suggestions as to a deity to serve to possibly get it removed.
Yeah, you'll get a reply back that these things can be discussed soon. He'll be back as soon as he can be, but right now he needs to think on this and doesn't have a lot of time to think.
Okay.
Well, that's a fine how do you do.
Most importantly, it was in common.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Very odd.
All right. So, is there anything you all want to do while you wait for Candor to arrive?
I have something, but if someone else wants to go first.
Study comprehend languages so I can cast it on this missive.
Yeah. You can. First of all, is there anything you guys want to do before you would rest for the night?
I want to do another dream.
Okay. Who do you want to send to in this case?
Antaeus Amon.
Okay.
Dream lover, so I don't have to dream alone.
In the case of you trying to send something to Antaeus, you will find that they are not able to be reached. I believe, according to Minor Dream, you know that they're not able to be reached because they're awake.
Let me double check.
I think it comes back as like, the subject is not available at this time. Yeah, it's not if they're not asleep, the spell automatically fails.
Okay.
401.
So yeah, you will get you'll get a busy signal of sorts.
So wherever he is, then he's not sleeping at the same time that I am.
Yes.
Basically. Okay.
Or maybe not sleeping at all.
That's all I would want to do before the next day.
Okay.
Sleep? Oh, duh.
All right, then all of you can rest, and we will rest with a short break. See you shortly.
Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance.
We're back.
It's a little flower that put me off.
Is IRC that drink that you get, that root beer drink?
So good. Expensive, but good.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that drink with the little spinny flower on it? It just kind of sat in the corner all the time.
All right. So, you can all rest, prepare spells, and Erasmus, you have comprehend languages you wanted to cast on the book?
Yeah, but I want to make sure, I want to see if Gord is going to be around when I do it.
I mean, you can make plans. You can make plans to be away from Gort. He's not going to always be there.
Okay, I'll make plans to be away from Gord
Okay.
because he's freaking me out, honestly.
Because Gort's somewhere talking to his sword.
Yeah. We're
And
going to get to that in a moment, too. But yeah, you can cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
And you'll discover that what's on here aren't even words. It's not a language at all.
What is it?
You don't know, but it's not a language. It doesn't, like, normally when you look at these things, like, it kind of, reads as if you're reading it in the tongue you're most familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, it just remains garbled nothingness. Like somebody just wrote random symbols on a book.
Well, I suppose we'll have to ask Candor about that.
I hope he's okay. Maybe he had something like me. Maybe he got cursed.
It's possible. I wish we knew who cursed you, so we could like go tell them to reverse it.
I almost shouted it
Well,
out and forgot
they
that we
said-
don't know.
Yeah, they said it was somebody that I killed.
Oh,
But that doesn't really narrow it down too much, so. And we can't talk to them because I killed them. So.
I've heard of some holy people being able to speak with the dead, but we don't really have anyone of that sort around here, so.
I killed them. It might have been.
I'm
for a
gonna
good
say to
reason.
Nikolai, I'm sorry, my friend, and head up. Can we make a cheer up smoothie for Nikolai?
Sure, I'll get right on it.
How about like a brain food smoothie?
Oh, that's a good idea. I got one for you.
In the meantime,
And
Gort,
it's literally made of brains.
you are out practicing with your sword, and it certainly is talking to you. Who are you? Where am I?
I am Gort T5BLU. You are my sword.
What? A sword? This is bullshit. I'm not a sword.
You are a communication device in a sword. Why you are calling yourself this, I do not know.
I'm a sorcerer.
What is a sorcerer?
I cast spells.
No such thing.
Are you a sorcerer?
You can't hear this.
There should be an XP punishment for that joke.
There are spells. Are you daft?
No, I am Gort.
I always love that reply.
Are we men?
So you're saying that I'm a sword now, which means that only you can hear me. Where's Maldronicus? You must be with him.
First of all, this is a communication device. You are not in it. You are communicating with me through it. And if anyone is daft, it would be you. What is your color?
I wear a lot of blue.
Oh, citizen.
I suppose I'm a citizen? Maybe. I guess if I'm a sword, I'm not a citizen anymore.
You're
Is that
not
like
a sword. You're communicating through the sword. Pull yourself together, citizen.
I don't see myself.
I don't see you either, but it doesn't mean you don't exist.
If I existed, though, wouldn't I see myself?
Why? Are you in a room with a mirror?
Suppose that's fair, but I don't feel like I can move around.
Probably you're not supposed to, because the computer ordered you to be here. Waiting for missives to report them to me.
Something feels wrong.
Of course something feels wrong. I'm inside of a simulation talking to a sword.
This is
Where's
a simulation.
my blaster? As I was instructed.
Oh, this must be part of some sort of training exercise by the military.
Training exercise?
Yes. They run those from time to time, I think.
Then you would know this already, since you are at the other end of the communication device communicating to me. You should already have this information.
No, I'm beginning to think we're both in this simulation, as you say.
I'm beginning to think that you may not be at your post. And you may be at someone else's post. It would be a shame if I were to report you to the computer.
Who's this computer you keep referencing? Do you mean, are you misstating
Hold
Commander?
your tongue, man! How many clones do you have left?
I don't have any clones yet.
Then hold your tongue.
Okay. The weapon becomes silent for a while. It won't reply.
Okay. The last thing I say is speak not ill of the computer. And goes back to swinging it.
Yep. Anything else that people want to do in this time? You can get your brain food smoothie, Nikolai.
So glad I wasn't in the other room on that one.
Brianna just practices her skills singing.
Time will pass. Head up can prepare lunch.
Oh, is Comstock gonna try to reincarnate Katri?
I mean, I was gonna leave the window. We were moving towards the end of the session.
Do items count as being a part of?
There's like, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention in there. There's also a tuft of like fur that when they said when they were cleaning up, they found bits of Comstock's fur.
Oh, okay. I
Comstock's fur.
Or not Comstock, Katri's fur.
Like, is there something we don't know here?
Comstock brings Comstock back.
She's a druid. She can wild.
Which then brings Comstock back for Comstock.
If that's the case, then yes, I will spend the time to try and reincarnate.
All right, so what I need you to do here is I need you to roll me a d20.
In the old days, you could end up a bugbear.
I'm not using the humanoid one because we're not reincarnating a humanoid.
Damn.
It would still be funny for it to be a bugbear.
I still want to. Can I give you legit money for bugbear?
Let me make sure that
I give you a 20, Steve.
Did you? I don't think you did that right. Did you? It doesn't mouse over. It just. Oh no, it did. Okay, it is a 20. So you will begin the ritual of bringing back Katri. You'll drop in the bit of fur into like the mixture that you put together, setting up everything, laying out the cloths, and kind of blending a few things together. These like bits of things that turn into a sort of skin-like substance. These bits of things that turn into kind of like a stiff but thin object, and you kind of lay them out a little like their bones and a little bit of the skin compound, and then you kind of pour over very slowly this bit of what Katri would be. And as it pours, the kind of wind and the like way that your hand moves will kind of trace out a shape, and the body of a wolf will gradually fill the space.
Ooh.
That's cool.
And as the wolf fills the space, it will like slowly kind of feel around for a moment. It kind of moves its paws, and it like looks around, and it struggles a little bit to figure out how to like get up. It does it like it's like it would if it thought it had different legs than it has. So it like bends its legs a certain way, and that doesn't quite push it into place. And like its head moves, and then it like starts playing around with its head, noticing like something is different, seeming like something's different about it. And then eventually it'll start like going back to trying to work its way up, and it will like stand up, and it'll like look towards Konstag. And it'll kind of look down, and then like you'll notice it like look with a little bit of surprise, and then look up to you. And I think we double check something about animal companions here.
That's going to be a big shock to the old system when it wants to eat meat.
Let's see, I forget how their link works versus the link that you have with... Yeah, so you can't really talk to it. But it will, like, the wolf will kind of come up to you and it will nuzzle into you.
Aw, that's cute.
And you
are you tearing up?
You can feel that, well, this isn't what you knew Katri to be once before. This most certainly is Katri inside.
Man, you can communicate with wolves much better than stags. This is gonna be great. My friendship with Katri is gonna hit a new level.
I'm glad that's what's important to you right now.
It's all about Erasmus.
But yeah, you will have to update some stuff for Katri. But a wolf is now your new animal companion for however long you get to keep this one for. If you want to try again, you can always stab it in the throat, and then you've got another casting.
I can do that for you if you need to.
No. Absolutely not. You
Your
can
next
look at
one
my
will
wolf
be
and I will stab you.
But yeah,
Your
Gort.
next one will be a weasel.
Gord, I think you probably come in just in time to watch her, like, this, like, wolf get cloned before your eyes. I think this is the first time you've ever seen a clone, like, actually get created.
I always thought it happened in a tank. That's all he says.
Rihanna's like, I don't even know how to answer that.
A few hours will pass, and eventually, hold on a second, I'm just going to throw this in here real quick. Eventually, Candor will arrive at back in Harveston. Oh, good. You're all here still. I was worried you might have left. Especially with the way some people have been working. He'll look at Gort. Gort, weren't you yellow before?
I've been upgraded.
He'll lean over to Brianna. Which one of you did it? Which one of you told him?
Told him what? He went to North Point. Did you get my message?
Yeah, I sent you a message back. I said it's not a big deal. He probably just, like... Wait a second. Why are you asking if I got your message?
Because I got something back that wasn't any language that any of us know. Even when casting comprehend languages, it's not words. And I'll show him.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll pull out the book and show him.
This is unsettling. Where I was could have caused this. I'm gonna have to check some things. We should all be on the highest of alerts at this point. If this has happened, there is likely some sort of anomaly in the system that we're going to need to cleanse. I am sure that right now there is likely a rather large segment of malicious code that will be heading our way soon. I
Worse than what we fought before?
I would suspect that it is incrementally worse. It will be your job to ensure that it does not take control of Harveston. Gort,
Yes.
This place that you went to
Yes.
in North Point,
Yes.
did it have a name on it?
Blacksmith Inc. The computer commanded me to go there.
You're very lucky that I've not long ago cut loose my evil side. This is a problem and going to create some complications. There's a Blacksmith Inc. office in North Point that you went to, and what did they do there?
I was upgraded.
Is this how you got your blue rank?
Of course.
Anything else did they give you?
He kind of pulls the sword partway out of its hilt.
Well, our goals are mostly aligned aside from one key difference. But so long as we play our cards right, it shouldn't be an issue. He's gonna pull you aside, Brianna, at some point later on throughout the day. I need you to be careful with Gort. If he's getting messages from Blacksmith Inc. and communicating with them, he'll be a powerful asset. That weapon he has is very powerful. But Blacksmith Inc. are who are running the show in Halron.
Ooh.
They're not exactly going to want someone with their equipment to be shutting down operations. And if rumor is correct, their tracking equipment will basically turn him into a beacon for all of them.
That's a problem, all right.
That's not a good thing.
Well, I will do whatever you tell me as far as with all of this.
I don't know what to do. I've worked so hard on this plan. So hard. And I had one rule.
That's what I don't understand, is how did they even... He held up the spell book that Kent used to carry. I don't even understand how they got in contact with him.
It's probably about time we started talking about the real enemy. This is only to Brianna right now.
Yeah.
I think we'll have to have a meeting without Gort about the real long-term plan. I've been afraid to talk about it, but at this point, the gods are officially, at least enough of them, are officially willing to ally with our objectives, and we should be able to make things work out. But I have some suspicions. But that will have to happen another time. The explanation will take quite some time, and unfortunately, I feel like there's not enough time right now to do that. I feel like, well, you might perceive time a certain way. Time that you perceive is irrelevant to the way time actually functions. So I will work out a time to gather us all together and go over the details.
Okay.
So, with that information, Kandor will, like, eventually gather up enough of you guys, or gather up the rest of you over, like, a meal. Did you all make it to Fort Jericho, okay?
Yes, it was uneventful as far as that goes, except for when Gort went missing. But they put us in a device that they actually were asking for a list, and we didn't have a list, so they put us in this device that spat out some numbers.
I'm very sorry. I did forget the list. I've been very busy. There's been a lot of running around I have to do to get everything in order.
It's okay. I think we managed. The device that they had that, like, put our numbers on there, that told them what they needed to know about what kind of items we needed. And they said that they were preparing the army.
Good. Very good. I'm glad to hear they're at least still following through with the plan.
Yes. This malicious code, it wouldn't have anything. It wouldn't be blocking, like, my ability to send dreams, would it?
You've seen the malicious codes before. We've had them come several times. We just clean them up and we deal with it.
I just was trying to send a dream to someone I knew before, and I feel like my memories aren't quite right, so I didn't know if that had something to do with that. Oh,
He give me a gauge check, actually, as you say
Okay.
that.
All right. Where is it? There it is.
Yeah, so you notice, like, as you say your memories, or as you like talk about your memories, and them feeling like a little bit off, you'll notice, like, his expression shift for a moment, and then he quickly tries to compose himself. I wouldn't worry too much about these kinds of things. They have a way of working themselves out eventually.
Okay.
I assure you everything should be fine in the end.
Well, I trust
We
you.
hope so.
Yeah. But I think a lot of us are having some issues, like Nikolai and his death curse that he got.
Death curse? Nikolai, what have you been up to?
Well, according to the people in Fort Jericho, something that Nikolai killed has damaged his, intellect.
Is this true, Nikolai?
I thought you were only away talking with
No, this is I said he basically brought everybody, or got met up with everybody at dinner to discuss things.
Yeah, I haven't been feeling so hot.
A death curse affecting your intellect. Thankfully, it's not affecting your ability to properly cast spells, right?
I don't know. Is it? Everything just feels off.
I understand that. Well, there are ways that we can find solutions to these things. I will help you find the answer. I think that is the most important issue we have at hand, then.
Yeah.
For now, just to be on the safe side, I happen to have something for you that should partially nullify the effects. And he will, like, get up from the table for a moment, walk down. You'll hear him enter the basement. And after a few moments, he will come back up. Need to check something on your sheet. And he will give you a headband. This should, for now, at least temporarily negate the issues you're having with the intellect loss.
What is it?
This is a... This will give you intellect, but it comes at a bit of a price. This will functionally give you a +6 to your intel, so it will offset your curse. But it gives you a -4 to your charisma.
Is that your dump stat?
Yes. So I will be at a 1 for charisma.
Yes.
It'll make you so likable.
Should I make this as a buff then?
Yes, you can make this as a buff. It also has a wonderful little side benefit, though. Or negative, I'm not sure which. While wearing it, if somebody says something that's wrong, and you happen to recognize it, you'll correct them on it, whether you want to or not. It does, however, impart on you some benefit to what you know. So fundamentally, this will give you a +2 bonus to all of your intel. Or I'm sorry, not your intel, to all of your knowledge checks.
Okay. I put Candor headband +6 to int, -4 to Cha, and it didn't seem to...
Let me take a look at your thing. Hold on. Oh, you gotta do a semicolon. First, let's uncheck it. You gotta use semicolons every day.
Every day in every way.
Now, if we turn it on... There you go.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I don't want that I still have this death curse on me, but...
Try not to fight anything that does charisma damage. Because in my world, you are erased from time.
Maybe I don't want this headband, though. I mean, that doesn't seem like a great thing.
No, you want this headband. The minute it's, like, put on you, you want this headband.
We also, I don't recall at least fighting anything that does charisma damage.
You have not yet.
Until now. Cool, thanks.
Now all the charisma damage enemies are coming for you.
The new malicious code does charisma damage.
That's awesome. Have some malicious code. It does charisma damage.
I expect it should be here in the next day or so. Hopefully there'll be enough time for me to outline what's happening, but I don't know that any of you are really going to understand it in the first place, but gotta start somewhere. For now, why don't we enjoy dinner, and we can deal with these things as the day comes.
Sounds good.
I like it.
Excellent. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.